I'm John.
I'm Brittany.
And this is
Random Rewind.
Welcome to the very first show. We're basically going to talk a little bit about everything.
Everything. This is my first time. I've never been on a podcast. I've never done a podcast. I don't know. It's brand new.
So
be nice, please. Just be nice.
Yeah.
Please don't eat me live because I'm not a professional podcaster, but you got to jump in.
But you will be.
Eventually.
Well, yeah. It won't take very long.
How many podcasts do you have to do to be a podcaster? Like, when can I put this in my resume? Like today?
Like two.
Like, I feel like I can do this, which means I probably can do this.
Well, you can do this.
I know. I'm doing it right now.
Right now, physically. Hi, people.
It's not
everybody.
hard.
No, it really isn't. Actually, that's a beautiful thing about podcasts, vidcasts, is that to get started, you put a camera up and you just press fucking record.
Yeah, and microphones and lights.
Well, they help.
They help.
They're not necessary.
No.
But they certainly help.
They help. We have a cute little setup in here. We should take a picture from this way so you guys can see what we see.
That'd be a good idea,
I like
actually.
it. I think it's cool.
Kinda
it's
cool.
exciting. Oh yeah, to be honest, I've always wanted to do something like this. But that's what we should do. We should do backstories. We'll call it boring backstories because
that could be a segment.
Probably nobody gives a
boring
shit.
Backstories. We'll throw it right in the fucking.
Cares.
We'll throw it right in the middle so they can't get away.
Say, by the way, now you have to know about me. You don't have a choice. I'm gonna tell you right now, and that's all. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that'll work.
So my name's Brittany. We already went over that. My last name's now Random because that sounds great, and I like it.
Yeah.
Brittany Random. That could totally be a vibe. I don't know. I like it.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Plus, I'm random, so it kind of like.
It's very true. She's very random. Yeah.
I love that though. It's okay. It's okay to be random. It's okay to be all over the place.
If you're not random, you're not welcome in this house.
You gotta be scatterbrained. You gotta be all over the place.
Damn straight. We're all squirrel brain.
I love the internet. I've always loved the internet. I've been on a computer since I was 2. I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but there was do you remember MS-DOS?
Yeah.
And you had to type MS/DOS/ there was a frog game on there and I was hooked. I'm forever. This is forever. Original troll, used to troll chat rooms when I was 7. I'm obsessed with media as a whole, I would say.
I am
I
too.
Like media.
Yeah,
I like
in
internet.
General. And that's what this podcast is going to be about.
Exactly.
So it'll be a lot about media as a whole, right?
Just all together, everything. Pop culture, movies, games, music.
TV shows, freaking name it, it's going to be on this.
It's there.
For sure. The rewind portion of it, a little bit different. We're going to dive back into our childhoods and bring up stuff that we liked from back in the day. Yes. So I'm going to show stuff that I loved. She's going to show stuff that she loved, stuff that neither of us possibly have watched or seen or drank or eaten or anything along those lines. So hopefully it comes across as something fucking entertaining.
Okay, that's the thing. Remember when people used to be when Twitch and everything, when people started playing video games and people watched them. Yeah. And I feel with I'm 30, how old am I? I'm 34. So when it came out, it was oh, why would you watch people play video games? I'm excuse me, my entire childhood, I had an older brother, and all I did was watch him play video games. And his commentary was genius. It was like a comedy show plus entertainment at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I love that argument because I am older than you by a bit.
You have to do your introduction now.
Oh, shit. But I love talking to my friends who are my age. Oh, how can you watch or how can your kids watch video games? And it blows me away because how can you watch sports? It's the same damn thing. Why aren't you out there throwing the fucking football around instead of watching people play football? It's the same thing. Why am I watching somebody else play a video game versus playing the game myself? I can jump in and play too, just like you can kick that soccer ball around.
No, it's true. It's just it's entertainment value, and it's
Absolutely.
If you like to watch people hit each other for, you know what? Sports-wise, baseball is probably my favorite, but it's not boring. They did add a new time clock, which has made it a little bit more interesting. Yeah. And now people are there's more fights.
I love going to games.
Oh no, for sure.
For sure. Baseball games are a
vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Football, it is what it is. I worked in sports bars for years and years and years. I was a bartender for ever, it feels like. And then I hate it and I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm not. But I swear I do it all day, watch football games, and I just I get it, but it's not for me. But it's the same thing as if I go up to them and I said, hey, we're going to watch somebody play freaking Super Smash Brothers for 2 hours, they're going to say, what? Why? It's Why not?
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. To me, it's enjoyable. I don't mind watching. Like, there's a lot of games I won't watch because they're just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But there's a million games I will watch. I'll watch Minecraft. I'll watch Fortnite. I'll watch Overwatch. I'll watch all these other games. I love watching people play games, but then I can also jump in and play them as well.
Oh yeah, but that's the fun part.
It gets me hyped to do so.
But what also makes it interesting is like it's not just somebody like. The commentary.
Oh, hell yeah.
Commentary.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's so important. And I mean, you do this. You stream while you play games. So it's like, that's your job.
I love doing gameplay videos. I get less views on gameplay videos than I do on like tutorial videos for sure. But I enjoy playing the game, so I don't give a shit if I get less views. You know what I mean?
Tutorials are going to hit bigger because people want to know how to do it.
Right.
That's why I'm always Googling like, how to do this.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then it's like, okay, that's going to be the first one that comes up.
But that's not the person you follow. I want to follow the person
that's not the person I follow.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm not going to be like, I need this information every day. It's like, no, you need it once.
That's it.
And then you go away.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you come back for the entertainment value of it. That's the whole, that's the whole point. But we're getting way off track here. We're going to rewind to old shit, which technically, I mean, back in the day, that could be yesterday, right? Because,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, it could be, it's in the past.
Right. It could be our younger kids back in the day versus, the Peppa Pig days versus,
man. I know all about those.
Versus back in like my day in the old original Star Wars releases and stuff like that. So, that's what we're gonna jump into.
I was not born when the original Star Wars came out.
Yeah, I was 1 years old when the original Star Wars came out. No, I didn't watch that one or the second one in theaters, Part 4 and Part 5. I didn't watch either one of those in theaters, but I did watch Return of the Jedi in theaters.
Did you watch them on VHS?
Yeah, I actually have them.
The little rewinder.
I have them on VHS. Where the hell is it?
You would have it on
VHS. They're right up there. Right behind the cameras. They're on VHS.
Oh, yeah. Also, we're going to have more decor and stuff as we go along.
Yeah.
Again, this is my first time ever doing this. I don't know. I'm probably talking too fast now. I'm being self-conscious about it.
Don't be, because it doesn't really fucking matter, honestly.
I know.
People can understand.
Plus,
right?
It's like, is anybody going to watch it?
Yes, they will. Damn straight they will. We'll get like 1 or 2 viewers.
Does anybody care what we have to say?
And then, again, these are our opinions. We want your opinions in the comment section down below.
Absolutely.
Right? So, what are we starting off with?
Okay. First of all, I don't know how to pronounce this movie. I don't want to say it wrong, so I'm going to have you introduce it.
I put up a list of movies for the first episode and let her pick. One of them was called Idiocracy.
Idiocracy, okay, that's how you say it.
All right. Holy crap, does it hit so differently from what I remember?
Holy shit, did this movie not age well? And this is my first time seeing it. This movie came out...
Do you feel dumber?
No, but I feel like...
I feel dumber.
Okay, so this Idiocracy, right?
Yes.
That was called. Okay, yeah. Idiocracy came out in 2006. Yeah. It was directed by Mike Judge, who is he's Beavis and Butthead.
For sure.
He made Beavis and Butthead.
Right.
He's that's what he's known for. He's done other stuff too, but this is his movie. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I Googled it. And I saw Wilson, and I thought it was going to be Owen Wilson, and I kind of got stoked for a second. Wow, who doesn't love Owen Wilson?
It was fucking right out of left field.
And then I put it on, which I had to buy it, by the way, because it wasn't on anything else. But it
was on Stars.
I only have two themes.
I signed up the free 7-day trial. to watch it.
Okay, if you signed up for the trial, did you automatically in your calendar write to free?
I read on my phone. Let me show you.
You gotta do it. You have to instantly, that's a tip. If you sign up for a free trial, that second, there you go. Go into your phone calendar, I do 6 days because I'm extra.
I did 6 days.
See? You could do the 6th or 7th day, you write it down, cancel Stars. Oh, but listen, this is what they're gonna do. What? They're gonna say, are you sure you want to stop watching this? Yeah. And they're going to give you a month.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're not going to remember to put that extra month in your phone and you're going to get charged. I'm just speaking from experience because this happened to me a month ago on Paramount Plus. I was like, okay, time to cancel. And they're like, are you sure you want to leave? And I was like, well, yeah, I don't want to pay for it. And then they're like,
you want it for a discount?
I know. But then they're like, here, have it for a month. I'm like, oh, sweet, whatever. I'll watch it for another month.
Yeah.
Didn't write it down.
And then you paid for the next month. They're like,
gotcha.
We got you for that
$7.99. They asked me again. They said, no, I don't want the other month because I'm going to forget. Anyway, we're getting off track. Back to Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
Okay.
Like idiot Idiocracy.
Got it. Made in 2006. That's the year I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And man, again, this movie did not age well.
Oh, by no means. Like, if
Absolutely
they refilmed
not.
this today, there'd be no way.
You know what? But I didn't hate it.
No, I didn't hate it.
I think the general concept of the movie is cool. I think the fact, like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the basis is two...
oh, yeah. By the way, spoilers, duh.
Oh, always. I got a big-ass mouth, and I'm going to say it all.
Yeah.
And I can't think to not do it, so it's happening either way. So, yeah, spoilers for sure. Army recruit, right? Or army, or he's in
the army.
Okay.
And then he's a lazy ass in the army.
Played by Luke Wilson, not Owen Wilson.
Luke Wilson,
Once
yes,
I started
yeah,
watching it, I was like, that's Luke Wilson.
Yeah, who I actually like as an actor.
No,
but he plays the same character in every fucking movie.
Time. This will be in this Idiocracy movie like, I'm Luke Wilson. Then he's in Legally Blonde like, I'm still Luke Wilson. That's what I do.
Yeah,
cool, but like that's his thing. Cool. I
Yeah.
love them on Drunk History together. Anyway, that's a whole different
That's
gonna be one of my things later. And then Maya Rudolph plays
Rita.
Rita, who's a hooker.
Yes.
In 2006 with Josh, baby.
The artist.
Girl.
The artist.
I couldn't imagine. And then of course, like she has a pimp, and it's like that. Remember though, in like 2006, like that, or 2000, like the early 2000s, all about pimps.
Oh yeah,
It was
for sure.
Pimp Cub. It was pimp everything. Like,
but
everything was pimp.
The speech in this movie, I thought a lot of that verbiage died off in the early 2000s. I didn't realize it carried through to the movies so much. There's a lot of like the gay slurs and stuff like that that jump in there, like
jokes.
Would not fly today by no fucking means.
When I was watching it, I was cringing. Like they would,
so many times.
They would say, they really just weren't. But I feel like that's how it was back in the day. Like the shock value. I feel like early 2000s was shock value. Like how shocking can you be? How,
for sure.
You know, how can we? And you know what? That's the one thing I didn't like about the movie is that they had a cool storyline going. Like the storyline's cool. We'll get into it, but then I feel like it kind of felt empty with. I was cringing when I heard the jokes come out.
Right.
Because I'm like,
because
now
they were forced almost,
They were
dude.
forced.
Holy shit.
It's like they threw them in there. It's like some dude walked up and was like, hey, you know what this movie needs? Some really inappropriate slurs. And you're like, why?
Yeah.
It didn't need that.
They absolutely didn't.
It didn't. It
like
was
they could have used different verbiage for those, and they could have been so much fucking funnier.
It would have been it literally would have been. It would have been Of course, it would have been better. But it's like that threw me off. I mean, there's
over and over again.
Every jokes come out, and then I'm sitting here like, come on, I was just liking it, and then you're throwing out these words that it's like, oh.
And then they stopped for like the whole time, like when he was going through the whole battle scene, fight scene.
Yeah, like the important thing.
And then they brought it back at the very end.
Because they had to.
But they just interjected like randomly.
And that's what I'm saying.
Why?
They didn't put it. It's like it was almost like there was this screenplay. And they're like, we need to make this more edgy, and then they decided to just throw slurs at people, and it's like, comedy is such an art, and it's like you got to get it right. But I guess with and you know what, this movie only made like less than $500,000.
Oh, I know, it was shit. But did you see how much practical shit they built for this movie? Like actual sets and cars and all the stuff that they built for it. The amount of money they spent on practical props.
Yeah.
And the horrible CGI they did.
The CGI was so much of the editing. It's so much of the editing is bad. Okay, so he is in the army or whatever.
Yes.
They said, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We have a system where we can freeze people for the future. So
cryogenics, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we're in war, we can freeze our best soldiers and then unfreeze them when it's time for battle.
Right.
It doesn't sound good. And then so Maya Rudolph, who's playing Rita, they needed a woman, and she's playing a hooker in the movie, and they were like, well, she'll do it because they have no family, so it doesn't matter. And then literally the next day,
the military base gets knocked down for some fucking reason.
No, what was the reason? There was a
because
reason. The main dude.
The guy in charge wants to be a pimp, I guess, and gets charged for
so much
a
pimp
prostitution ring.
So anyway, they say that he's like, oh, he's a pimp. So we're tearing down this whole military base.
Yeah, like the military base gets bulldozed over, and they build a fucking Fuddruckers.
Yeah, there was a lot of Fuddruckers in there.
So Fuddruckers was a sponsor of this fucking movie. Same with Carl's Jr. If you couldn't tell.
Oh, the Carl's Jr. stuff.
Everywhere.
But okay, you know what though? So anyway, they're frozen. They go into the future, 500 years into the future.
Right.
But it's not what you would think. It's the opposite. Literally, the
everything
population.
goes downhill.
Oh, all downhill. Everyone has gotten dumber.
Yeah.
By a lot.
The world looks like the world from WALL-E.
Yeah, it's
right?
like the WALL-E
like
world.
The heaps of trash everywhere. You don't see the little robot compacting trash, but you do see big dump trucks dumping more trash.
Just dumping it. They didn't figure out about recycling in the future, but like I said, they get dumber. So he comes out. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Oh, dumber's an understatement.
And he meets Frito, played by Dax Shepard.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I got to give props to this. The people in the future are named after products.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, so we got a Frito, we got a Tylenol. That's the names in the future.
Yeah.
And everything's ads. Your
everything.
clothes,
Your
are,
clothes
ads,
are ads.
The walls are ads.
Everything.
Everything.
When you're watching TV, you got ads around your freaking TV
that
screen.
Are constant.
Everything's a fucking ad.
Everything's an ad. It's just pushing you all the. They've replaced water with Gatorade.
Yeah.
I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
Well,
but
because electrolytes.
It has electrolytes.
It has electrolytes, and that's what that's what the plants
Gatorade has
need.
electrolytes. Plants need electrolytes. They're watering their crops with Gatorade.
Yeah.
That's the direction they took it into. But it's kind of cool. It does kind of speak of like even our future. Like even if you jump back from 2006 to right now, it's like products are. I mean, marketing's everything.
Oh, fuck
It's
yeah.
everywhere.
Absolutely.
It's like everything is everywhere. It's fun to watch movies and see. I mean, they were very obvious with their product placement in this one because somebody would talk and he's like, "I'm sponsored by Carl's Jr." And
like every few minutes.
every few
Carl's
minutes
Jr.
we heard about Carl's Jr., which is really expensive, by the way.
Yeah.
I love fast food.
No, I won't eat there anymore.
Because of how expensive it is?
Dude, I got this side story.
Carl's Jr.
I went to Carl's Jr. to go get a fucking burger. Just to get a goddamn burger. I went and got a meal. $19.95. I could have gone to a fucking restaurant.
What burger did you get?
I don't even remember. It was a bacon western, some
West?
shit.
You got the right one.
Yeah. But it was like 19 some change. I'm like, Jesus, I could have gone to a restaurant, sat down and had a real fucking burger and some real fries.
Yeah, you could have, but you didn't.
But I didn't. And I'm like,
Carl's Jr.
I'm in line now, so I'm going to fucking pay this and I'm never coming back.
And Carl's Jr. hits you like once you eat it all, because it's good. I'm sorry, I'm gonna eat a Western burger, but you feel it in your stomach, and you're just kind of sitting, and then you kind of regret it. You're like, damn.
It's like Taco Bell.
I never regretted having Taco Bell.
I've regretted having Taco Bell numerous times.
I love Taco Bell.
Hours later.
Well, I don't know. I think half of my blood is Taco Bell.
Oh, I prefer Del Taco.
Oh, Del Taco all day though too.
Okay.
I mean, I'm telling you, the amount of fast food I've eaten in my life is really unhealthy. I should be living in this 500 years from now because I would fit right in. I'm not dumb, but I could definitely eat crappy food.
Oh my God. I mean, the population in the movie had gotten so fucking stupid. Like, to the point where, like, it kind of blows me away because they have all this, like, high-techy shit, and then they have the dumbest fucking people. How does the high-techy shit exist? That's the part that I'm like,
I thought
how?
that same thing because, so everyone in the future and has barcodes on their wrists, so they can scan and we know who you are.
Yeah. There's your driver's license.
I mean, it's coming to our future. It's
I'm sure.
So he's from the past, so he doesn't have a barcode. His name ends up being Not Sure.
Not sure.
Which I thought was cute.
I thought it was funny because he's not sure.
Cute, and he's like, no, I'm not sure, and cancel it. And it was a cute thing. So now his name, Luke Wilson, is now Not Sure, and that's what his registered code is. But okay, so he gets arrested. Why does he get arrested the first time?
Because he didn't pay his hospital bill.
That's right. Okay, so he didn't pay his hospital bill.
Yeah.
He goes to jail. Then he walks out of jail because everyone's dumb. So he's it was actually really funny. He's like, hey, I'm not coming into prison today. I'm supposed to be leaving prison today. And the guy's like, yeah, just let him through. And I thought it was hilarious. But then later on, he just puts his arm up and it's like something random from somewhere scans him and they're like, this was a trip. They're in the electric car.
Yeah.
He gets scanned that says he's a fugitive. They turn that car off.
Yeah.
And say, you're harboring a fugitive, and the car just stops.
That's where we're probably headed
I was going to say, that's literally the future.
That's probably where we're headed in real life.
It's like, hey, I'm turning your car off because I don't want you to go anymore.
It reminds me of iRobot. I don't know if you ever watched iRobot. Okay, I won't spoil a single bit of that because we might jump into that.
I know, and you know what's so funny? It's like I know you like sci-fi, and I'm new to sci-fi. It's a newer genre for me because I've never been like super into it.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fucking fun.
So, even with this one, I'm like, it felt like the future though, right? It's like, okay, you can turn off an electric car whenever you want to,
right?
But if I have gas in my car, I'm out of here. Goodbye. Like that's the end.
Sure.
So it was weird. it was kind of a glimpse of like seeing what in 2006 they were saying what the future was going to be, and they kind of got that one spot on.
Oh, I think so.
That was a spot on
thing. It is definitely a direction we're headed.
Once they caught the car, they literally lit it on fire and
shot it up,
and like that, you know.
Everybody was around it cheering, yay, fire!
Then a crowd gathered because it's on fire. I hope that's not our future. I hope if you do get stuck that they don't light your car on fire, but who knows?
Fucking mob mentality.
But it's like, how do they have the technology to scan his barcode and turn off the car?
But they can't water their plants.
But they don't understand that water is what makes crops grow.
Because movie
I noticed that too. I was like, hey, how they have this high-tech stuff? If Luke Wilson is the smartest man in the whole world right now, I mean, enough to walk out of prison, and this and that.
Naturally, he's kind of pretty mediocre as a person in our time. Right? Like a pretty average fucking Joe. Yeah. Which is Luke Wilson in general. I think he's pretty mediocre.
Very average.
He's a mediocre actor.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no, not at all.
He just gets to be who he is.
Oh, yeah.
He just gets to show up and say, I'm Luke Wilson, and no one's like, well, do something. Well, we don't expect you to do anything.
Right.
We know you're not going to, but like, you still seem cool as fuck.
Yeah.
So he's got a vibe going. And I liked it. He did really good in this movie.
Oh, I think
there
so
was
too.
some surprise cameos. Justin Long was in there for a second. He's when he gets unfrozen, he's the guy, and he's saying a bunch of offhandle jokes too. But it's literally the writer's fault.
Yeah.
They wrote in to make it a thing.
Oh yeah, Justin Long. That's right. He was a doctor.
Was he a doctor?
He was the doctor.
He was a doctor.
He was a fucking doctor.
Oh, I thought he was a hippie dude hanging out.
No, he was the doctor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was funny. I was like, there's Justin Long. The little cameos here and there, a little blast from the past, which is fun.
Terry Crews. I mean, Terry Crews was president in this fucking movie.
I love Terry Crews is the president in this movie.
Oh my god.
That is great. I love that.
It's fucking glorious.
His name is like President Camacho.
Yeah.
And he's a wrestler, like a world famous wrestler. And now he's the president. Which again, it's so good. It's really so good. That was seeing Terry Crews as the president was literally a highlight of it.
It was a good time.
I love that. He gets Luke Wilson and says, hey, if you can make the crops grow, I will pardon you for not paying your hospital bill or whatever he's in trouble for.
Exactly, the dumbest thing in the fucking world.
And he's like, I don't know how to make crops grow. They go out to the fields. They realize that they're using Gatorade. Not gonna work.
No.
The electrolytes.
You think? I should try it. See if that shit flies
in my
fucking yard. Just water that shit with Gatorade. How much salt can we add salt the earth?
How much salt will it take?
Yeah, exactly.
But let's see if it'll work.
Oh, fuck.
But everyone's stupid because they don't know that water makes food grow. And so obviously he waters it, but it doesn't grow right away because nature has time. It's precious. It needs time to grow.
Yeah, but he made it grow in like a week.
I know, it did. I mean, they did exaggerate it a little bit because it was sprouting, but we didn't know that at the time. So then what did they call it? Rehabilitation. He gets sent into 1 day of rehabilitation.
Which is essentially throwing a person that is he was strapped to a boulder, right? Into the lion's den, into like the Colosseum from the Roman times, right?
He was strapped to a boulder so he couldn't walk out of prison again because he walked out of prison the first time. So their solution was
strap him to a boulder.
We're going to strap a boulder, which I mean
it was a fucking boulder too. I'm not talking about the little boulder.
Yeah, but that's innovation.
Oh yeah,
they learn from their mistakes. So now I'm like,
okay,
I get they're dumb, but it's like they did
learn
something.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's weird. It's weird to find the balance of how stupid they're trying to portray everybody out to be. Because, like I said, there's this high-tech technology, but at the same time, you can just walk out of prison. So it kind of goes back and forth with how, with what it's going to be. And then we think this is the end. He's in rehabilitation. He's going to die. And guess what?
He doesn't.
He
doesn't.
What a twist.
What a twist. Holy shit.
The main character survived?
That's fucking crazy.
Whoa, that's a new one. So he's good. Because they get a camera. When they go to the camera or they go film the crops, they're going to film the crops because they're going to put it on the jumbo screen and everyone's going to see the crops.
There's a Starbucks. What's a Starbucks in the future? Well, it's a fucking whorehouse, of course.
They were like $5 latte, like 500 hot latte, and then what was it, like extra foam?
A full body latte.
A full body latte was 500,000. I'm like, oh my god. So of course they have to go to that too. You know what? For as bad as it was and all the off-color jokes that they had, they weren't horrible to women, which usually happen a lot in movies
except for
from the early 2000s.
Fun Bags comment was pretty bad.
There was bad comments, but I feel like they didn't. I don't know. They weren't focusing on it, which was nice.
They didn't like dwell on it.
They didn't dwell on it because that happens a lot. They really play up, and you know what? Those were my role models when I was a kid. I'm not saying like role, but I'm saying like the early 2000s, like they dumbed down women so much, and like me as a high schooler, I'm like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do, and you know,
right, because you're fucking impressionable.
Oh, absolutely.
Duh.
You're impressionable. So it's like Maya Rudolph was a very smart woman, but despite her profession, she knew what she was doing. I mean, she had a guy pay her 3 days of waiting for her to do something.
Yeah,
you know,
and she never did.
And she never did it.
She just got paid the entire time.
But she got her money.
Yeah,
she was
hourly.
smart. Hourly, yeah.
Damn
Hey,
straight.
3 days and paying him, and he's like, okay, because he's, you know, that's the whole
dumber
thing.
than
He's
dirt.
dumb.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was nice because she was smart. They didn't throw in a token dumb girl and be like, okay, you do some bimbo shit, and then we all laugh at it.
Right.
So that was nice. I mean, there was some stuff, but not anything crazy or, you know, not any. They had worse things. They offended other people more than they offended me.
Oh, for damn sure.
I don't get it. I get it's shock or whatever, but before they even get frozen.
Yeah.
And it was hard to watch in the beginning. I'm glad I kept watching it because I liked how it.
I kind of wish, because have you ever seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
No.
Okay, I won't. Well, the only part I'll spoil about it is it has a narrator.
Okay.
Talking through the entire movie.
This one did have narration too. I did.
But only really in the beginning and towards the end. It didn't
he
really
would
narrate.
Pop up.
But he was. I wish there was more of the narrator, and I wish the narrator was more witty. You know what I'm saying?
Like he was funny.
He was funny. He wasn't. He was just reading a fucking line. So he wasn't really part of the show, and you could have done without him. But it was. I don't know. I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
Are you a fan of narration?
No, but there are some moments where narration is fucking entertaining.
Where you want it in there because it kind of...
adds to the story.
I feel like I get a 50-50. I feel like some people are all about narration. Some people are like, narration right in the beginning, like it's not going to be good. I really don't have a problem with it. It doesn't...
There's very few movies I like with narration.
If a movie starts getting narrated, though, I'm not like... Oh, it's never bothered me.
Like we'll probably watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The narrator is fan-fucking-tastic.
So he's like the highlight of it. No, don't have him up too much because if I don't like him, you're gonna be upset.
Well, no, I won't. I'm hoping I'm hoping maybe you have a different adverse reaction to it. You're like, no, he was fucking terrible.
Like, I don't know. We'll see. Like, and that's why I was thinking too. Even watching this one, I'm like, was this the type of movie you watched in that day, or was this like how like this was your go-to?
I loved stupid humor.
Did you have this on DVD and you were replaying it?
I actually did not have it on DVD.
But would you replay it throughout your?
No, we might have had it in our store, and it might have been playing.
Because this one they didn't run on TV. They didn't run it on TV.
No,
I've never seen it on TV.
No, because it didn't make very much money. It wasn't very popular.
I never even heard about it.
Right.
And that was interesting about this with the products. It's like they really throw them in your face, right? It's
always
this. You need this. You need this. But it's like when it comes down to it, it's like. Products they're all the same thing coming from the same manufacturer. They're just changing the label. Like a big one right now that came out was Trader Joe's organic animal cracker cookies.
Okay.
They're the exact same as the Stouffer's animal crackers, the old school ones.
Well, because
like when we
Trader
were kids.
Joe's doesn't make their own food,
They don't
right?
make their own food.
Just like Kirkland doesn't,
but now,
and Sam's
people
Club
are over
doesn't.
here like, oh, it's organic, and it's like, I could buy fucking Stouffer's, and it's gonna be half the price. But I'm going to buy it because I'm organic, and I care about my kids, and I care about their health. So it's like, but you're duping us to this level of this whole new level of, it's this, it's that, or we're telling you, people do what they're told.
Oh, for sure, all day long. But I mean, you can look at almost any product in Trader Joe's and in Whole Foods and all these other places that have their store brands. They're all made by other fucking companies.
That's why I buy the Walmart store brand because it's cheaper. I know it's the same thing.
No, it is. And then, so you can go to, which is kind of interesting, and this is kind of a little off topic too. You can go to Walmart and they had, remember with that stupid egg thing? It was like yesterday.
What?
The egg pricing
jump.
Oh,
the egg shortage. Yeah.
Egg shortage.
Oh.
I went to Walmart. Eggs were like $7 for a dozen, but I was at Sam's Club and I can get 18 for $4.
It almost goes full circle back to our subscription conversation of if you're going to pay for it, we're going to take it.
Oh,
so if they can if 4 people buy those eggs at $7 whatever, and one guy is like, you know what, I'm going to check Sam's Club, and they get it for that discounted price, it's like, they still made that sale on those 4 people.
Sure.
Most subscription services, I feel like, they just want you to forget it even exists.
That is the goal.
So that way, it just kind of keeps flowing out.
Subscription services, just like gyms and all this other places,
They're
they
like,
want you to forget.
Don't remember that it's here. That's why I'm like, write it down or put it in your phone because
years ago I used to not, and I used to pay for it and eat it and eat it and eat. I'm like.
And you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, I'm blowing like an extra $100 a month on all these subscriptions that I don't fucking use.
That you don't use.
It went as far back as going to video. We've talked about videotapes. They want you to freaking, we hope you don't bring that videotape. Yeah, Blockbuster. Yeah, you don't bring that in. You're going to pay for that tape twice. Thanks.
It's like, hey, cool.
Yeah.
But I wonder if anyone has, because you know how the Blockbuster went, I guess they're coming back or
I don't know. I keep seeing some social media stuff pop up, so we'll see.
What are they going to do? Anyway. When Blockbuster shut down, if I had their movies, was like that the end? Like, do I win now?
You won. You won. That was like winning the lottery at a very small scale.
They're like, you know what? I've held this tape for months, and I never gave it back, and now I own it.
Yeah,
but your late fee's gone, right? Because
it's gone.
Who are they to keep track?
They're out of nothing bought them out. Nobody bought their debt or anything along those lines. So yeah, they were.
So you got to keep that.
You got to keep that.
Shout out to everyone who has a Blockbuster movie.
Yeah. I'd love to know what movie.
I want to know which one. I want to know how long you had it before they went out of business. Did they send you a letter? What happened from that point? Because I don't.
Curious. Yeah.
Even with us discussing this movie from 2006, we have problems with the jokes. Which I'm sure you didn't in 2006.
I didn't have problems
because it wasn't a thing into it. Other people's feelings. It wasn't. That didn't matter. It was all about shock value.
I think I gained a lot of my empathy after having kids.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I feel like everything changed after you have kids because when you're a kid, when you are a kid, and the world's just your oyster and everything's. I mean, I could walk over a bridge or I could jump. I had like no fear before I had kids. And then I had kids and I'm like, I'm like, my kids can't do any of that because I'm terrified. Literally couldn't walk with my kids across a bridge anymore because in my head, a million different scenarios are going on. She's going to jump this way.
Do you think of all the worst possible case scenarios?
Oh, absolutely. All the time, constantly.
I think it was the trauma from childhood.
Oh my gosh, my brain. I'll tell you this: you don't want to go on the ride in my brain. It's not fun. Oh yeah, mine. It's not a good time.
That's why I love music because it just like drowns shit out.
Oh, you gotta have music.
Or
all
if
the
I have
time.
an audiobook playing, it just drowns out what's playing in my fucking head. I'm like, oh.
Will you repeat the same song?
Really bad.
Will you repeat the same song 300 times when you
like it? If I really love it, I'll usually play like if I love an album, like a new album releases from a band I love, I'll play the whole album over and over and over. I'm sure my wife loves it.
I haven't done that. I have not listened to a full album since probably like 8th grade.
Oh really?
Yeah. I mean, from beginning to end song. Because CDs were kind of on the outs, and like I had a CD player in my car.
I'll like find a stream because I don't have CDs anymore either, obviously. But I'll find something on iTunes and I'll just I'm like, I like that song.
You'll go all the way in.
I'll download the whole fucking album.
That's a big commitment. I don't go all the way in. I dabble here and there, and I'll add them in or whatever. I'm sure I'm probably missing out on good stuff because I'm so afraid to commit to the whole thing.
There's some shit songs in there too, obviously, because every band has got crap songs.
They got that crap song that's in there, and then it comes up, and you kind of you
skip
cringe,
every time. Skip.
And you skip it, and then you're like, I should just delete it, but you never delete it, and you just keep skipping it 100 times. Yeah. But I try to. I don't know. I try to keep my music list as like pure as I can. Yeah. To where there won't be a skip song, but it doesn't matter because it's all in my state of mind. Like,
what I want to hear right now.
What am I in the mood for? Exactly. Am I gonna listen to 90s? Am I gonna listen to Young Gravy? I don't know which one it's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm really, really on a kick of fucking California reggae.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because the sun's coming out. It's because it's.
Oh no! Like just for the last 4 years.
Oh, 4 years. That's not a kick. That's an obsession. A kick is like a month or two. Like you've been kicking
like
around
a 4
this
year
idea.
kick.
That's an obsession. That's,
a little bit.
That's your.
A little bit, yes.
Okay, like jam band or like what's your favorite go-to?
Like stick figure, dirty heads, stuff like that.
Never. I don't know.
Okay.
But when I play my music or when I have my music list out, but there's everything on there because I got my kids' stuff on there. I put stuff on there for Troy because if we're in the car, he'll want to listen to it. I get my favorite stuff, and it's just a mixture of everything.
Of everything.
I feel like people tend to gravitate towards the music that they grew up listening to or what their parents were listening to at the time.
Okay.
So it's like if you were born in the 70s, that's kind of your jump.
Usually the case, but music. I don't like any of the music.
You don't like any of it. You don't like 80s?
Oh no, I love 80s. My parents didn't listen to 80s music though. My parents listen to country music.
Oh.
And I'm not nothing against country music. And I used to love like Garth Brooks and stuff like that back in the day. Sure. But it's not my cup of tea anymore, and I can't imagine myself listening to it.
I forgot about that. There's some parents that, just people that go straight in. In high school, I had a country phase. It's fun. It's fun music. It's a good time.
It is fun. Specifically, for me, I really enjoyed lots of the albums from Garth Brooks, because his music was really upbeat. You know what I mean? It wasn't so down and dreary, low places, exactly.
Was he a jerk in that song, by the way?
Oh, yeah,
Why does no one call that out? Like, this is a great song. I'm like, this fool showed up to her wedding reception or whatever this thing is, grabbed champagne with he's like, I'm wearing boots. Like, yeah, we all dressed up really nice, and this probably cost her a lot of money. But you just stand up there on that table and you cheers us away like, dude, get over it.
Right.
Move on, Garth.
Yeah.
Find a new person. Move on. She obviously
got riled up over fucking Garth Brooks. Is fantastic.
It makes me upset. I'm like, because they're like, well, he's a jerk.
He's a jerk. He's a freaking jerk.
We don't even know how they broke up. He could have cheated on her.
For sure.
We don't know.
No, they don't tell that part of the
story.
There's
no backstory.
No, there's none.
That's what we should do. We should write backstories to songs that already exist.
All right, we could do that too. Because it's more of a vidcast right now than it is a podcast, even though we'll post it online. Oh my. Yeah, that.
I want to clap in there too.
I love that.
Slate. I'm gonna get a slate. I'm gonna write shit on it too.
I have one. There's one around here somewhere.
Well, you should have figured that out before we started.
I've never used one because I always just clap.
I know,
it's fucking easier.
It is easier. I agree. But slates are fun.
Slates are fun. I want the digital slate. You can. Just kidding. I don't want to fucking do all that work. That's so much work to program a digital slate.
I just want to clap a thing down. Okay, wait. But let's rewind to Idiocracy. If you're gonna rate this movie right now,
today,
2 days,
2 days time,
forget the past you watching it. Like, you watched it recently.
Okay.
What do you recommend? Do you think they should watch this movie?
Oh fuck. No. Like, if I was a Rotten Tomatoes fucking fan, I'd be like, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10.
A 4?
A 4. It's not a total failure. It has a great concept. It's got some decent acting in it. I'm a big prop guy, so they did some great practical prop stuff. But other than that, and the visual effects were fucking horrendous.
There's a part where there's a news anchor, and she's sitting at her desk, and she's saying, I don't know, the news. And then it has the screen up here.
Over there, but she's looking.
But she turns her head this way. And then she goes, and you can tell they shot it all in one solid thing. So when they shot it, she went this way, and then they had her pause for whatever seconds, and then she turns back and is like, now, they couldn't even put first of all, you could flip or post, or like,
I think they did that on purpose.
They did it
to make her look stupid.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
Yeah.
Hello.
I think they did that on purpose to make her look dumb.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. I feel like if we were in 2006 and nothing changed from how it was in 2006, that movie is the future from 2006.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like, it would have kept. I feel like there's been a lot of innovations. I feel like there's been big movements in just how people see other people
for sure
as wholes, which is absolutely fantastic, because we shouldn't be ragging on people just because of who they are. I mean, come on, like, get over that. That's stupid.
Yeah,
you can't.
It doesn't.
The jokes definitely don't hold on.
The part that gets me about that is it affects you in zero fucking way.
It doesn't matter.
No. I'm saying it affects you in zero way what the other person is like.
Oh, for sure. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
What's it matter? Yeah, exactly.
Let them do. I don't get. Like,
I don't give two shits what people do.
I don't, unless it's affecting me.
Exactly.
Personally, like, anyway, if I was gonna rate Idiocracy. Why can I not say it?
It's
Idiocracy.
Okay. Because it's a stupid name.
Idiocracy.
Because it's not a word.
That was another little subtle thing I noticed, that they would use the wrong word
for everything.
Yeah. I thought that was cute. I thought that was funny. That was a nice
That's the kind of comedy that should have carried through.
That's what I'm saying. But they had enough stuff that would have made it work without being offensive.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like 100%. I said, even like Dak Shepard's character, his name was Frito, and it's like, that's funny. So you're saying in 500 years, like, I'm gonna be naming my kid Doritos because that's going to be such a thing.
Yeah.
So cute, like, and then how they're misusing the words just a little bit. And they don't point it out, but it's real subtle in there. That's the kind of stuff I like.
That shit's
I
funny.
like when it's subtle.
That's the stupid humor I
like.
like.
It's in there and it's just enough. And it's like when they're like Tylenol Jones, I'm like, yes, hilarious. Like I love that. I don't. If I'm gonna rate it, again, like I said, I didn't hate it. I thought it was cool. It was a cool story. It was a cool concept. It was a ride. I would give it.
I do feel dumber though.
I know, right? You do feel dumb. That's the whole point. Maybe that's what they're going for.
I think that's what they're shooting for.
They're like, the world's gonna be. I would say I'd give it 5.5.
You give it 5.5.
A 5.5. I'm not saying to watch it. I don't think you should watch it.
But if you've seen
why
it,
not?
Yeah, if you've seen it, or if you have it lying around, maybe.
Okay, have you seen it? Let me know how many people have actually seen this movie, because until yesterday, I didn't even know this movie existed.
Yeah.
And Luke Wilson's just hanging out in there being Luke Wilson. Now that we rated this movie,
all right.
You could make it a drinking game every time they say something offensive.
You'd be really fucking drunk by the end of the movie. That's a great idea. It's a drinking movie.
It's a drinking movie.
It's a drinking movie.
I don't think Luke Wilson is telling people about this movie.
No.
I don't think he's like, you know what, I'm not at the top of his resume. Same with Maya Rudolph. I don't think she's out. She's done so many great things. She's not out here being like, did you see Idiocracy?
It's definitely not at the top of her resume.
All of them. Dax Shepard, like they're...
Dax has done so much afterwards.
I was surprised to see him.
No, because he played a lot of those roles in that time.
He did. Because he started on Punk'd.
Yeah.
And that went till, that was like 2004 it started, and he kind of blew it from there.
Right.
But at first I didn't recognize him, and then I'm like, is that Dax?
It sure is, yeah.
Like,
young Dax.
A young Dax. I was like, oh, okay. So Idiocracy, we rewinded it. It is what it is. It's from the past. So you take that with a grain of salt when you watch anything from the past.
But there are so many good movies from the past
that
are not this.
No, for sure. There's
that
great
are not
movies.
this by any fucking means.
This one didn't hit.
Because I love old movies that are funny. I love movies like Spaceballs. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, so if you've seen Spaceballs.
Troy was saying we should do Spaceballs.
That's like one of my fucking favorite movies of all time. I've made Ethan watch it a million times.
He
loves it. He loves that movie. And that's the kind of films he wants to make growing up.
Oh, good.
Because that's what he wants to get into, is being a filmmaker. He
movies
wants to do parody movies.
Oh, he wants to do parody.
Parody comedy movies.
Cute.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like Spaceballs. He loves that genre of movie because they don't really exist today. Scary movies, sure, stuff like that. But that stuff is not...
But that's not today.
Not
How did we get here in these chairs?
Well, I work from my house.
Well, okay. and why are the lights on, and why are the cameras rolling, and what?
Okay, so me personally, I started podcasting a while back. The podcasts that we did were of different nature than this by any fucking means.
He has 3 podcasts, so I'm just
this one,
a filler.
You're not filler. You're not filler. I put so I've been searching for somebody to do this fucking podcast for almost 2 years now. And every time somebody says, yeah, I want to do that.
Let's do it.
When I schedule the time, what's out of their schedule, which is, okay, cool. What about this time? And it's still out of their, schedules never match up. Okay, that person gets passed along. I never bring it back up again. Another person comes up and they say, let's do it.
So what he's saying is that I'm the only person that showed up.
She's the only person who showed up. That being said, she's also the only person my wife said that would do a great job in this freaking, in this role.
I love her.
Yeah, she's literally said, she's out of all the people that I said, hey, I should do one with this. Okay.
Were they all men?
Okay, they're all dudes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're all dudes.
Why.
Okay.
She knows what's up.
And she's like, yeah, she knows, because she sees your stuff on social media. So she's like, yeah, I think she'd be a great fit for that.
Love your wife.
And then,
I'm glad she convinced you to tell me to do it.
And then so every project I've ever done too in the past, or YouTube channels or whatever it is, I end up doing all the work. I end up doing the editing. I end up doing the graphics. I end up doing all the social media stuff, everything. To a certain degree, I have one other person for another podcast that we're doing right now. They're doing a lot of the work as well on this. She's already done the work without even fucking telling me. She's like, oh, look what I did. Here's our, because we were on Discord together. So she's like, here's a link to all the shit.
I got this.
I'm like, sweet. And chances are, isn't it kind of nice to not have to do some of this shit? I'm like, dude, it's fucking gold. It's worth its literal weight in gold.
I know, it's hard to do everything. And if I knew you were looking for this for 2 years, we could have started 2 years ago.
Yeah, that would have been fucking awesome.
No.
Especially during the pandemic. Oh, this would have been fire.
Yeah, well, it's too late now. So hindsight's 2020.
God damn it.
So put your fire out.
All the woulda, shoulda, couldas in this goddamn world.
It doesn't matter because all that matters is today.
Today.
So
day one.
we know each other because our kids went to the same school together.
Yes. My youngest son is the same age as her oldest daughter. And they both went to the same elementary school together up until last year.
Yep. And fourth grade she moved out.
Oh, that's right. It was fourth grade.
She moved post-pandemic. She was
yeah.
It was virtual. That's why nobody knows, because it was virtual. So it didn't matter.
Right.
They were, I don't think they've ever been in the same class. But they were in the same grade.
Yeah, so they just hung out at the park.
Yeah, really. So we'd go to the park afterwards.
And then I think you've been over a couple times for things.
I've never been to your house.
No?
Besides walking past it on my way to somewhere else.
You've never been to the backyard little thingamithingers that we do?
Never.
I'm going to set up a thing for whiskey to make a couple mixed drinks, little tap pouring station little thing.
Oh, like an alcohol pouring thing?
Yeah, but the mechanical kind that the bottle sits in the fridge and
like a kegerator.
Kind of, but for liquor, yeah.
for liquor, not Jaeger, because nobody drinks Jaeger.
Nobody drinks Jaeger. Who the fuck? Yeah, we had a bottle of Jaeger somebody freaking gifted us forever ago, just sitting in our bar.
Yeah, because they've had that for years before they gave it to you.
They're like, look what I brought you. Fucking some.
We need to bring
some Robitussin.
Here you go. You like black licorice, right?
You like Robitussin, don't you?
You seem like the person that would be drinking black licorice and Robitussin mixed together.
The last time I drank Jaeger was in fucking college for fucking whatever Irish car bombs. That's about it.
Yeah, high school. Or Jaeger, and they had the Jaeger thing, but it came out ice cold, and I'm all for that.
Sure.
Cold.
It's vomit. Oh. If you like Jaeger, to each his own. We went to.
Did you switch to the Fireball after?
We did.
No. It's a trend.
Did you ever have? Did you ever have Avalanche?
No.
What's that? It's like Fireball, but it's like blue and
it's not a blue Fireball.
But it's crystals that would form inside of it, so you chip out the sugar and you eat the sugar, and it's like loaded with alcohol, and it's really fucking. What? It was good back in the day.
That seems like a lot of work.
Well, after the bottle is done.
Oh, okay.
Because it would like dry up, like how sugar crystallizes.
Is it like Goldschlager where there's little things floating?
But it's just the sugar would just grow at the bottom of the bottle.
I never heard that. Yeah. I don't know if I want sugar growing in my alcohol.
Yeah, it was good.
It's already.
It was good back in college. Good. I don't know about it anymore. Good. It's another one of those things that I'll probably try now and be like, oh my god, this is fucking vomit.
We need to try it.
We'd have to find it.
Google.
Yeah, we'd have to find. I'm sure you can order it, like fucking Total Wine or something. I'm sure you can order that shit.
Is it even a thing? Is Fireball even a thing anymore?
I don't know.
I feel like that was big for a long time, and then I started vomiting like bright green. I'm like, this doesn't mix up well together. I probably shouldn't be drinking this.
I drink like that. That's Velveteen? My drink. Oh. Yeah, I drink scotch. Scotch.
Yeah,
and beer. I love beer.
I drink tequila.
I love beer. I can't do tequila. Ever since Mexico, I can't do tequila.
It's so good.
We used to go to Mexico like regularly, like every month. Just drive down there and just fucking drink.
I've never been to Mexico.
We would just drive to fucking TJ.
Good?
No.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah, it was fucking. Well, they would do these tequila poppers, right? So you'd be trash at the fucking bar, and it's all you can drink. You pay $10, and it's all you can drink.
That's all they have.
Right?
And it's all house.
Well, no, beer and liquor, like whatever you want. They have it for you.
Okay.
It's all $10, whatever. Back in the day, this is ages ago. It's no longer that anymore, right?
I want to go to Mexico.
So we'd go and freaking start drinking, and then somebody would buy you a fucking tequila popper. Which I never fucking wanted, but it's kind of forced upon you.
They make you do
So it's some dude blowing a fucking whistle, he's got a bottle of fucking shitty tequila, and he's blowing the whistle, and for $5, grabs your head, tilts it back, dumps a shitload of tequila in there, holds your mouth, and shakes the shit out of your head, opens your mouth again, and dumps more in there.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It's fucking horrible. That was the worst experience I've ever had. That was vomiting for like an entire day.
I would pay to have that guy do that to somebody else.
That's what you do. You don't pay that for yourself.
But I wouldn't. I'd be like, hey, this guy right here.
Yeah.
Hey, get him.
I got you $5.
So whoever did that didn't like you.
Was it like my closest friends? So we would just fuck each other over all the time.
Oh,
it's the same thing with the beer sitting around and you pop the top of the beer and they have to fucking pound it.
Oh yeah, that's funny. But it's like, if somebody grabbing my face and shaking it around with tequila in my mouth, I'm gonna spit it out. Yeah. You're gonna get wet. Yeah. Like I'm gonna, sorry, like I couldn't do it. And then why the shit? I think I've seen that, or I think I've seen them where they like.
Yeah, it's literally just this. They go like almost give you fucking snap your neck.
Like, oh, what happened?
It's from behind too. It's not like they're coming up to you.
Oh my god!
They come up from behind you. And you're sitting in your chair.
Know that
you're
it's
fucked.
coming.
Yeah, it was done. You're done.
Oh no.
Unless you kept your mouth shut. Pour all over your face.
It's like, you get my clothes wet. I don't want it. I would drink it. I like tequila.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like it shake. I don't like my head shaken up and all that, but it's still.
Apparently, there's your shaken not stirred. No, it's fucking gross.
Here's your shaken not stirred. Can you stir it, please? It's like, no. Or you just spin your chair around.
So since then, it's been no tequila for me.
That's my go-to. I usually do shots tequila and then beer always. Not a wine person.
Beer. I'm not a wine person. I have
a hard time with wine.
Wine gives me a headache.
I think, and then I'm like, I'll be fancy. I'll figure this out. Everybody loves wine, especially. I'm a 30-year-old mother.
Right.
Everybody I know drinks wine. That's just what it is, and I'm like, I got this.
Like, I know moms that will come to school with their, sippy cups that look like they're drinking water, but it's fucking wine.
And you know what is weird with that is, that happens all the time.
All the time.
We are strangers, pretty much.
Yeah. I really don't know much about her. She's going to probably fucking murder me after this. Who knows?
Probably.
Okay, yeah.
But don't tell them. Don't tell them right now. I'm just kidding.
Fuck. Well, just be on the lookout. If I disappear one day and somebody else is replacing me, that's what happens.
That's why. We'll be in a different location. Like, why are you somewhere else? Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No, but I mean, we're initially strangers. We were acquaintances because we knew of each other, or we were in a situation where we knew who each other were. I knew who your kid was. You knew my kid was. But that's pretty much as far as it went.
Yeah.
So then everything from now since we started this is literally like, we're learning about each other as people because we don't know any. Like, I knew you did stuff. I knew you had a YouTube channel and stuff like that. But like, I didn't know you had 2 other podcasts. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, the one I'm hoping, the new one that I'm hoping is all tech-based. I'm hoping that one does really well. The previous one was kind of the same, but it didn't, I don't know, it just didn't take off the same. Yeah. And the pandemic kind of killed it anyway.
You have to be consistent.
Yeah.
You weren't consistent.
No.
Consistency's key.
Yeah.
If these people don't see our faces every day.
Yeah. At least once a week.
At least, well, once a week long, but a little bit.
Yeah, we're shooting for a once a week right now episode, and then possibly twice, and then go from there. See how well it does.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, for sure.
All right.
But I mean, we're never gonna run out of stuff to talk about because there's
movies for days.
Items,
for days. Pop culture for days.
Pop culture. That's what you guys. Okay, if anyone does watch this, all 3 of you. What do we do next?
Fuck, you're generous. You think there's going to be 3 people that watch this?
3 for sure, because I have a mom, so it's like, that's
one. Oh, that's true. I have a mom and my mother-in-law. They'll at least watch.
There you go.
That's it.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
So we got 3.
3.
So it's like, I gotta have 1 viewer at least. Yeah. But it's like, what do we do next? Do we do another movie? Do we do TV show? Or we go game? What's the next set? So if you...
I got an idea.
What?
I have a giant fucking wheel.
Ooh.
The kind you spin.
Uh-huh.
And we put a topic in there. And we spin it at the end of each fucking show.
Oh.
And that's what we're doing next time.
And we'll do Wheel of Topics.
Wheel of Topics.
And then we'll go, okay, so I guess you're going to have to put in like a fake one. And we...
There it is.
Whoa!
Oh, shit.
Interesting.
God damn it.
Interesting. Interesting. That'll be fun. We'll do that one next week.
I hope you enjoyed. Hit like if you liked. And follow along by smacking that little subscribe button on there. Until next time. See ya.
Bye.